In South Wales, the traffic cops have an all-new breed of car criminal to deal with.
Get wrong side of the road now, circle way.
Creeper crooks, who sneak around in the dead of night, thieving keys and cars.
You seen anyone run down here?
They're reckless.
Very rarely do they just pull over and stop. It's more often than not it's a case of foot down, let's go.
And they don't care about anything.
The guys have gone so quickly. No description of clothing, nothing, just 3 young males.
Or anyone.
Started to flip. I just hit the brakes. I said, phone an ambulance, phone an ambulance.
You can't steal new cars now without keys. You don't see a burglar walking down the street with a TV under his arm or a DVD player. All they want in houses now is car keys.
Cardiff, the vibrant capital city of Wales. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, a time when most people are sleeping safe and sound. But not the traffic cops, for whom the city never sleeps. They're responding to a report of a bad smash near the city centre.
The car's gone into a shop at Army Road and the wall has apparently fallen down around the car. Don't know if the driver's trapped inside.
We had a particularly busy night. We were all on our last legs when the call came out.
This building does look structurally unsafe. There is a huge amount of damage caused of it.
On your way there, you basically you're trying to picture the scene. I could visually see the car planted in the front of this building.
No reports on the vehicle, it's not reported to us as stolen at the moment. Standing as a 2-1 code 6, so
Code 6 means the cops have arrived.
oh dear.
The building is a popular local Japanese restaurant. Miraculously, it appears no one has been injured.
We arrived to see the absolute carnage that this Saab had caused, which had gone into the front of the restaurant. Just very, very fortunate that it wasn't open or there was no one on the pavement at that particular time, otherwise it would have been absolute carnage.
Thanks to the Saab's airbags, the people in the car have survived. But for some reason, they've not hung around.
The guys have gone so quickly, it's been 3 up. They've come out and they've just gone running around the corner over there. No description of clothing, nothing, just 3 young males. That's all we got. Obviously the main concern at the moment is the structuralness of the building. It looks like it's the owner of the vehicle because the keys are still in the vehicle, so be 3 of the luckiest guys alive. And believe it or not, the engine was still running as well, which is...
Probably coming down here straight at speed, I suppose. Coming down the bottom, he's lost the gear somewhere or tried to take the corner, and that's the end result. The witnesses are saying that there's 3 people on board at the time. Thankfully, there doesn't appear to be anyone injured. There's no blood or nothing inside. So we just got some local units now going down to the registered keeper's address, which is in the Penarth area.
Some of the staff of the Ichiban noodle bar have had an early morning wake-up call.
We just live in that there.
You live
there? Yeah, that's why we listen to Pan. Wake up coming down, like this one.
They were asleep above the restaurant when it was banzai'd. Inside, the owners surveying the devastation.
Mess in here, innit? Can't believe it, innit?
The look of total and utter disbelief on his face was incredible.
His customers will be dining al fresco tonight.
These type of things, you tend to go down the lines of suspecting, legitimate access or people with legitimate access to the car, and for whatever reason, drunk, lost control, fear, and just panicked and left the scene.
But not this time. The Saab's owner has been found at his home a few miles away, stone cold sober and oblivious to the whereabouts of his car.
The local units have just gone round to the registered keeper's address, obviously made the inquiry, car, etc., and they've discovered that they've been burgled. So the keys have been taken from inside the house. People are doing that, they burgle the house purely just to get the keys for the car. It's the end result.
Not until the police knocked on the door, they weren't aware that the car had been stolen, so it comes as a great shock. No one likes the police knocking on their door at 6 o'clock in the morning to tell them that the car's been involved in an accident and that someone may have been into their house and taken the keys.
This new kind of crime is a growing problem, not only in Cardiff, but throughout the UK.
It must have been absolutely flying.
More than 100 vehicles a day are being stolen in these so-called creeper burglaries, where thieves break into homes in order to steal the keys to the cars outside, mostly at night. Any chance of catching the creepers who stole this one will depend on forensics of the wreckage.
You know, if you're flying around in a car like that, he's probably just either off his face or flying or both. And if it was you or I in there, we'd be dead. I'm sure we would have. But they always get away. Always get away. Unhurt.
With the recovery complete, it's the end of a long night shift for the traffic cops. Just outside Cardiff, at the traffic cops base in Gwaelodi Garth, a new shift has arrived on duty.
I've had a bit of a dry spell, actually. I think I've had 10 days with no prisoner.
PC Geraint Bruford's arrests are down. That could be why the spate of creeper burglaries shows no sign of abating. But he does have a hunch who one of the ringleaders is.
A boy called Paul Robert Owen. His particular MO is creeper burglaries, finding doors unlocked, going in, taking anything small he can grab, and then the cars. We were pretty confident it was him. Even so much so, we actually put photos together of him and his accomplices and give them out to the boys on the shift to say, you know, these are the people we're looking for.
You nicked my aerial.
Why would I nick your aerial? I'm over there.
Joking aside, PC Bruford begins every shift with the same expectation.
I can't wait. Can't wait to get out and start locking up criminals.
And there's every chance. Overnight, there was another creeper burglary. A 4-year-old silver Honda Civic has been stolen.
All they want in houses now is car keys. And if they're lucky enough there's a TV hanging on the wall or a mobile phone or a PSP, they'll have that away as well. But the main thing they're looking for is car keys.
Bruford's famous for finding stolen motors.
Because I know where these people are parking them. Like, I think like them. I go out, where would I park it? Certainly more than half, if not 3/4, I find parked up. You don't get the bodies in, it's better to find them parked up. If you get behind them, it could be more than a stolen car, it could be somebody killed. You know, they choose to run, but what about when they do a red light and they hit somebody's on the way home from shopping or a little kid crossing the road? So I would rather find them parked up.
An hour into his search, and he still hasn't found the stolen Honda. Maybe he's not on the same wavelength as the crooks after all.
Looks exactly like that one parked on there on the end. You never know, we could be lucky because it's where I thought it may be this area.
Eureka! A silver Honda Civic matching the description of the stolen one.
As soon as you see it, it's just the adrenaline buzz, because you don't know what's there. You don't know if he's in the car. So obviously you've got to get around to the car as quick as you can. Could we be this lucky? Yes, we could. Tango Echo 2 on the right. 2 on the right.
1 go ahead,
Yeah, 2-1, thank you. The rear of the Hollybush pub, Pen Twin. You're making an area search in relation to the stolen Honda from the burglary. I've just located it now at the rear of the pub. Romeo Foxtrot 04 Echo Bravo Mike. You're the landlord of the pub, Evan? This was nicked in a burglary this morning sometime between 4 and 8. Cameras don't cover this area by any chance, eh?
I'll be able to see it coming in.
You wouldn't mind having a flick through for us? Over the years, certainly since I started the job, I've recovered well in excess of £1 million, £1.5 million worth of cars. Go ahead.
The silver Honda is another one to add to Bruford's millions.
Yeah, just to confirm, last 5 of the chassis appear to be 07221.
Yeah, we're just with him.
The latest crime trends are often down to a small handful of prolific criminals.
Could be stolen cars, could be a thing at the moment for a couple of months. Going back 2 years ago, ram raids came back for a year. Now, we hadn't had a ram raid for a good few years. One boy came out of prison. I think he did 6 or 7 in 1 year. We didn't have any last year, funny enough, and he was in prison.
Figuring out who's behind the latest crime wave is sometimes the easy part. Catching them can be a whole lot harder.
All I can see was, because it's sort of still darkish, like, you know, all you can see is the lights coming in. He pulls into there and parks in at 5:30 this morning. He gets out, walks off, you can see him setting the alarm, so he must have had the keys.
Right, and so because he hadn't come on camera, you assume he's gone that way?
Well, I can see him as he gets out the front of the car, and he goes round the front, and if he'd have gone that way, I would have seen him going that way, so he's gone up there. So.
Right. All right.
The pub's CCTV can't help identify the culprit, but this is Paul Owen's patch, and he's just out of prison.
He used to go a lot further away out into the Vale of Glamorgan and places like that. So it was quite close to his home. But it was his MO, we were pretty confident it was him. Last week there was another car stolen, a Toyota Corolla people carrier, which is still outstanding, from the same general area where this was stolen from, the burglary. So he's obviously liking it at the moment, so chances are, again, that car could be around here as well somewhere. So once this has been lifted today now, we'll have a good look around for that. I would suggest that's probably going to have false plates by now, because he's had it for so long. So yeah, it'd be nice to have the other one back as well. It'd be nice to have him, that's the main thing.
Until Bruford gets his man, the creeper crime wave will go on. His only consolation for now is reuniting the stolen Honda Civic with its owner.
On this occasion, having spoke with the CID department, what I chose to do was get spare keys from the owner, take the car back to his house, and I've seen the crime attend at the house to examine the car. You were just the unlucky one who had your door unlocked?
It's just two coincidences, because I don't have a dog.
I think we had the call about 8 o'clock-ish. So he reported at 8 o'clock, obviously, and within an hour he had his car back. So, yeah, he was over the moon. His property wasn't in there, his tellies and his games consoles, but you leave your front door open, unfortunately people are going to go and help themselves. And insurance companies are actually turning now, they're not paying out for vehicles where they've had keys stolen from the house if the house is unlocked. Because what they would have done, see, they'd have been up and they probably would have tried them all. Yeah. Unless they've tried yours first and it's open, yeah, they would have tried them all.
So you don't think they were waiting?
No. We had a lad in who literally one night he admitted to have tried out at least 150 doors before he found one open. Locked, locked, locked. Oop, thank you.
The police said that it's 50-50 whether I get it back or not, and if they sometimes change the number plates of it or burn it out somewhere. And it's so quick to get it back.
You can't steal new cars now without keys. So yeah, even though we're having car thefts, I would say a majority of them are actually burglaries, which is obviously a far more serious crime. You could even get 2, 3, 4 in one night if somebody's really out on a mission.
With not quite a perfect outcome, still no prisoners locked up, Bruford is on to the next stolen car on his list, the Toyota Corolla people carrier.
Hiya Sarge, there's no property in the vehicle at all from a burglary, so it's quite possible they've dropped the property off elsewhere.
Yeah, no worries mate, thanks for that anyway.
So I might have a walk round up here later, unless you've got anybody out and about?
No, we don't be tied up with the rape. Like I said, there's a transit who went from the burglary the other night, plus that Toyota's still outstanding. Maybe they've had another car, who knows.
Hey presto.
Well, I'm with our stolen Toyota Corolla now, Sarge, as we talk. Parked up in Lakeside.
On the same plate, is it?
Affirmative. People are going to look and they are set up, they've cut it together to make it look like it genuinely did happen. I'm just lucky. I go looking for something, I'll bump into it. That car was unusual, it was unlocked. which is strange. They don't like. They normally lock these cars. I don't know why that one was unlocked. Probably what's happened is he's driven it there, parked it up, and he's then gone on his spree for the night.
On the outskirts of Cardiff, in an area called St Mellons, another traffic car is on the lookout for suspect vehicles. Its crew, PC's Martin Lightfield and Darryl Hanks, are work companions and good mates.
You know, we work very well together. We both think along the same lines. We direct our patrol in the same ways.
Yeah, could be called a chemistry. Yin and yang, whatever you like to call it. Yeah, it's, we get on all right.
Like PC Bruford, they've also got a knack of bumping into things, like old acquaintances.
That's my old car there. Is it? 760 kilo Julia whiskey. Sorry. Off you go. That's my old motor, that is. Bless it. I paid 10 grand for that. Yeah. Look at the window in the back.
As his car approached and went past, it looked a bit of a bag of nails, really. A bit ropey looking. Rear window sort of hanging out of the car. It had obviously seen better days, and it just had all the hallmarks of perhaps being an uninsured, unlicensed driver in the car.
You can have it in section 165 now, ain't it? Yeah. 10 grand I paid for that. In 1999 when I joined the police.
Hanks's old car had already seen better days when he sold it to a dealer 5 years ago.
Sold it to a trader. Yeah. Give me like 1,800 quid he gave me. Real, I just want to get rid of it. Yeah. And it was like that, and then he ripped me off. Next thing, so it's fork for 3 grand. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sold it within like 3 days. They bought it. Head gasket. Head gasket. Cost him 800 quid. You haven't been driving it hard or anything like that, did you, Dad? No. Cost him 800 quid to fix it for her. So it's like that. There you go, boys. There's your profit. Yeah. I'll teach you to do me with it. Yeah.
Today's lesson, then, is don't pull the wool over PC Hanks's eyes.
This will be a laugh now. Seizing my own car.
Go ahead, man.
Thank you. 3704 St Mellons. Papa 760 Kilo Juliet Whiskey.
The show is David. Fail courting. Given down Barry.
The insured is a man, but it looks like Hanks's old car is being driven by a woman.
Is anyone else on that policy? Any female drivers?
Negative.
Thank you. Oh, hang on, here we go.
It is a woman.
Initially, when we spoke to her, a little bit evasive, wanted to sort of get away from us, was my impression.
It's a driver then? Yes.
How was that then?
Well, not really, no, I haven't then.
No, okay. Didn't think you did, because we just checked.
Yeah.
And it's only for a fella to drive.
I just got my boyfriend in it, because he's more to do with it, he knows more about the car.
That's all right, as long as you leave the key. Yeah. As long as you leave the key with us, yeah. No problem. All right, well, have you got a licence?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, full driving licence, yeah? All right then. We'll do some checks with you then.
She says she has a full licence, but her body language suggests otherwise.
Can you just leave the key with us? Sorry. Lovely. Oh, thank you. Don't let it go, Amy. Do us a favour. If you just want to ask him to come out. Do you want to, if you stay out here, do you want to go and ask him to come out for us?
She wanted to go into a block of flats, and I wasn't happy with that, because I thought if she disappears into that block of flats, that's probably the last we're going to see of her. So the alarm bells are ringing there, that things weren't quite right with her driving that car.
Do I? Hey, swear again. Swear again, and you'll be coming to the police station, won't you? So, wind your neck in, and we'll get in quick and we'll get your hair, won't we?
She has tried to pull the wool. Once in the back of a cop car, though, the truth usually will out.
Whose car is this? Then is it? All right. Where is he now? Do you know? Who's the lady we've got to do with?
That's my real name. I haven't got a licence, I go for nothing.
You're not wanted now, are you?
No, those days are gone. Too old for that, I'm 40 now, boy.
Okay, because you've got no insurance and no licence now, it's going to be seized, okay?
It's surprising, even with this legislation that's in now, to seize the car, that a lot of people don't realise you're actually going to take the car from them then and then.
Anything you want to say in reply to being reported for no insurance, no licence?
Well, he's got reported, didn't he?
Well, I'm reporting you for that offence. Anything you want to say?
No. Sorry.
I don't think at first she thought, because it wasn't her car, we were going to do anything other than just speak to her and maybe report her or this and the other. So yeah, to take the car off her, and obviously she's got to explain to the owner of the car then why the car has ended up in a pound.
You will be able to get it back, and I'll explain how to do that.
It's like 150 quid now.
105, I believe it is, recovery, and then £12 for every day that it's in the yard, okay?
Yeah.
They don't always wait for a tow truck in South Wales. Sometimes the cops drive illegal cars away themselves. Something in this case PC Hanks is looking forward to.
So it's in a sorry state of affairs now, but it's registered with a guy from Barry. Lady's obviously not connected with the car at all. So just doing some paperwork now, and obviously we'll take it now to Rumney Police Station and they can be recovered from there then. So, but it's seen better days. Hopefully it's not going to rain and I won't get wet. Look at the roof on it. Anything in the boot you need?
It's all a bit of a joke to the woman. But she won't be laughing when her friend from Barry finds out she's lost his motor.
It's nice to actually take something off them so they get the feeling of what it's like to lose something as well. Whereas if they go to court, they get a fine which they pay back X amount a week, which they're not really going to be worried about.
Poor PC Hanks. He no longer seems to fit into his old car.
I didn't remember it being that tight to fit in it when I had it.
Can't quite fit in it like you used to.
But I was a couple of stone lighter then.
I could probably drive a better most of me. Oh, see, exhaust is like lasting well, mate.
It was running. Brakes were a bit adventurous, should we say. But without the power steering as well, and it was pulling to the side and the door was hanging off and you could see the sky through the roof and no back window. But apart from that, lick of paint and I move it pretty good as gold again.
It's a trip down memory lane for Hanks to the police station. On the west side of Cardiff, near the Bay area, PC Bruford's got a race on his hands. He's got a hot tip on some more Hot Wheels and wants to find them parked up before they're on the move.
Somebody in the know was phoned up and said this vehicle, outstanding stolen, is currently parked down the bay. We knew roughly where the car was going to be, and after a few minutes searching, we found it parked on a hard standing then. Yeah, that's the one. Tell the 2-1 vehicle check, please.
2-1, third one.
Yeah, 2-1, thank you. 359 Sega Drive. Check in Charlie Kilo 57, Kilo Alpha Echo, please. We were told there's a 57 plate black Astra. This obviously was, but to confirm it was, I obviously checked the tax disc, which was different to the plate being displayed. Yeah, tax disc displaying Charlie Kilo 57, uniform X-ray Foxtrot.
The last 3 letters on the tax disc don't match those on the car's registration plate.
Yeah, confirmed Vauxhall Astra still in black, outstanding stolen since the 7th of August. Stolen from Westonbrook Close in St Mellons.
We get down here, it's displaying an index plate, which actually relates to a like vehicle, another black Astra that somebody registered up in Glamorgan. So we've confirmed it's one of the same cars, the outstanding, and saying that's just a bent plate, trying to make it look like an identical car. If we've got a police car behind the Astra, they check in and it comes back as a black Astra, probably 9 times out of 10 they're not going to get stopped because it matches the car. So yeah, they put what we call ghost plates onto the car. They doubled it up to a like vehicle. Obviously we had no keys, so the plan was to get it recovered just down the road to Drag and Rescue and get it to scenes of crime to have a look at the vehicle for us.
Without the keys, Bruford will have to stand guard until the recovery truck arrives.
Sat there waiting, then Ben Thomas pulled up, another traffic officer, and we were just talking through the window of the car. And he said, how long's the alarm been going off, or something like that? I said, oh, he said, the alarm's gone off. I said, no, it's not. He said, the hazards are flashing. I said, oh, No, we weren't. Like, but he's winding me up, and as I looked across, so the hazard lights flash. And you could hear the locking mechanism of the car going.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lock it.
So it was obvious then that somebody was having a laugh at our expense, so obviously in a window or at the doorway somewhere. So in case of trying to look around then to see who was watching us. You know, they can't come out and tell you, I nicked the car in the burglary or whatever. So it's their way of winding you up, but you know, they haven't got to come and do it in your face, have they? They're going to get locked up. Probably wouldn't have minded if the cameras were in there. It was just the fact that somebody was yanking our chain and there's nothing we could do about it, you know? Making us look a bit stupid. There's someone arsing around with the keys, it is, locking and unlocking it. So we're trying to see if we can get it unlocked. Oh. It's all about timing, see, when they're not looking. He was pressing the button and I was pretending to talk to somebody else and just waited for the noise of the door to unlock and managed to get it open. So we had the last laugh anyway. It's a bit easier now.
Yeah, keep it undone.
Thanks, whoever that was. Make it a bit easier. We followed down to Dragon Rescue. And we were met there by a scenes of crime officer who came down and examined the vehicle for us, took away some exhibits with the hope of obviously identifying who had certainly been in the car, not necessarily stolen it, but somebody who had been in the car who shouldn't have been.
Bruford's millions are growing by the hour, but there's still no hint of a prisoner. Once again, his hopes of a result lie with the forensics. When darkness falls in Cardiff, the nighttime economy gets going, especially the stolen car industry. Already, traffic cops have a report of one on the east side of Cardiff. PC's Tony French and Dean Howarth are searching for it.
Okay, we've just come into the Llanedin area, estate of Cardiff, and a report somewhere around here. An old-style Ford Mondeo has been seen handbraking and driving around erratically. The vehicle itself fits the description of a vehicle which was stolen a few hours ago. We've brought a number of traffic units into the area and see if we can flush it out.
It is inherent that the police will always have to, at some occasions, pursue people in vehicles. People committing crime have an inherent need and desire to get away. And a police service, our job is to stop them and to apprehend them. As we started to drive around the main road, I was aware of headlights, so I pulled into the near side to see what was coming towards us.
Yes!
Yes, happy days!
Tango Echo 31, we're behind this stolen Mondeo, Llanedin Drive, authorised vehicle, authorised driver.
You know, you've got hours and hours of mundane nothingness going on, and then when something comes up, you've got a bit of work, yeah, there's a little bit of excitement.
The stolen car is at top speed and off into the distance. The traffic cops will need help from Whiskey Oscar 99, the Force helicopter.
Can we get Whiskey Oscar 99 in, please?
It was quite clear that this vehicle had no intention of stopping for us. We came up behind the vehicle as it approached a roundabout.
With the Mondeo dicing with death by taking the short way round the roundabout, the cops have a judgment call to make.
Luckily, due to the time of night, there was no other vehicles on the road and we were able to safely continue with the pursuit.
Right, Llanedin Drive, 2 up, Tango Echo 31, we're still Llanedin Drive, speeds are 5050, all conditions are wet.
Circle way is going left. No, it's going right, circle way. No, it's going over cross.
Yes, it's gone,
no, stop. Cancel.
There's no way at all would Tony have driven, you know, a patrol car into a wooded area not knowing where he's going.
At the end of the day, he's in a £400 Mondeo and I'm in a £40,000 BMW. It doesn't justify it.
Yes, he's gone off-road towards Werngoch.
I went after him. Not the brightest thing in the world to do, because it was quite dark. I had no torch for me. I could still hear the engine just roaring around. He was obviously looking for places to go in the wooded area, and I just envisaged him just coming round on me.
I know there is a way out the other side. It's quite a contained bit of shrubland. So one of two things was going to happen. Either the car was going to crash and abandon in the woods, in which case he would be out in the woods and we could contain it, or he'll come out the other side.
No, you're going to get a containment in there, mate. Are you? No, you're going to get a containment on. It definitely popped out the other end, did it? Straight through, mate. Straight down the board. I mean, still going and going and going, it was.
The likelihood is after he's been through there, he's going to be looking to dump the vehicle and alight from it as quick as he can. Nobody likes to lose a prisoner, so, you know, you spend the next 10, 15 minutes searching again to find it. As we go into the Bryn Hylog estate, you can see clear tyre marks on a bit of grass.
I want to be the one. Yeah. Tyre marks, yeah, mate. That's two. Found it.
They've found the car.
Tango Echo 41, vehicle's abandoned, Bryn log outside 155.
The vehicle's rammed into the side of a house. The only witness, a man who was in bed at the time.
So we got the occupier of 155 who just come out early after they've abandoned him. Stand by.
No description at all, mate?
No, I was in bed. Looked through the front window then, I could see lights shining. Come down on this gentleman who was just by here. Car comes spinning up here. Oh, we missed our lamppost, I don't believe it.
As you can see from the car, there's quite clear ignition damage there to show how it was stolen. And as we expected, the rear bumper is missing where it was ripped off, where it went through the woods. And quite extensive front end damage now, where it's collided with things going through the woods. I'm not sure if the owner's going to be too happy with the state of it when they get it back.
They'll just go off-road, they know full well. We won't follow them. That's what they'll do then. A little bit of leeway, that's all they want, just a minute, 2 minutes away from us. And then the first thing they'll do, they look to leg it. They all know all the rat runs up here.
Very frustrating, but on the other hand, there's no one injured in that particular incident. You know, the police car was fine, it was undamaged, and no one got hurt.
But it doesn't always turn out that way.
Any traffic unit near Rover Way?
Reports are coming in of a car, a high-performance Audi S3, that has crashed into a roundabout. One of the occupants is believed to have died. Everyone on shift is needed, including PC Di Griffiths.
Tango Echo 31 en route.
They're all noted. Tango Echo 41, confirmed code blue at scene. Massive head injuries from the ambulance service.
Code blue means someone has died.
Yeah, that's all noted. I'll advise these now. We use trapped in the steering wheel. I believe it's going to be the driver.
The fatality is a young man, the driver of the car.
Leave the body in situ until CIU get there over. Yeah, Quinn, use the position of the body. We have to get him out of the car before they can confirm code blue. He's now on a gurney on the back of the ambulance, mate.
First at the scene was PC Gareth Morgan. As a traffic cop of 5 years, he's all too familiar with the drill.
I assisted the ambulance service. We got the injured person out of the car. Our first thing is to preserve life and limb if we can. On getting him out the vehicle, getting him onto a stretcher, it quickly became apparent, unfortunately, there was nothing at all we could do for this male.
Right, 3-1 trapped in the driver under the steering wheel. I've got a feeling we've got
whatever's happened there, we've got a duty to investigate it, to assist people who are injured and preserve life if we can.
2 young women in a passing car witnessed the terrifying accident and have revealed that a passenger ran from the crashed car.
He got up quickly and tried to pull the other boy out of, by his stomach, trying to get him out of the car, but he couldn't get him out, so he came around by here. I pulled around and I tried to call him over. He just said to me, get my boy out, get my boy out. and he just walked off. He went.
Normal human beings, if they're involved in a crash and one of your friends or the person you're travelling with is seriously injured, possibly fatally injured, I would have thought you're not going to want to leave their side. You're going to want to stay there, offer as much assistance as you can to the emergency services and doing as much as you can.
It all happened so quickly. It was like some sort of stunt, how high he went into the trees there. Just unbelievable.
And I believe the car that crashed narrowly avoided their car. Obviously I was concerned for them, their well-being, how shaken up they were.
Are you okay to drive? Well, I'm the driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you okay to drive?
Yeah.
But I wanted to get them away from the immediate vicinity so they're not staring at what was a horrific scene, basically.
I don't know whether that's an exterior or interior bullet on the windscreen there, so they may have a head injury. So
Hopefully the helicopter will pick them out now. Because if they have got a head injury, it's going to be fairly serious, I would imagine.
I would have thought.
And they're not going to get that far, are they?
The police chopper has been called in again. It'll have the best chance of finding the passenger with its thermal imaging camera.
Move the lights along Lambie Road back towards Roadway, mate. 3 o'clock, yeah. That sort of area there is where we believe he's disappeared into the bushes. Cheers, mate. Right, we're just trying to give the helicopter in as exact position as possible as to where the male has disappeared into the bushes. The male that's made off from the car. Obviously, we want to know why he's run off, and we've also got concerns because one of the witnesses has said he's got a facial injury. So we've got concerns for his well-being at the moment as well. So once you're happy you've secured the scene, you start taking steps to search the scene for any item that's going to identify the deceased. Right, the deceased's in the back of the ambulance. When I get here, his legs are trapped underneath the steering wheel of the car.
Acting Sergeant Gwyn Newton's arrival is welcome support for PC Morgan.
Any ID on him?
I haven't looked yet, to be honest, mate. Do we go and check on the back?
What about collision investigation?
I've got them en route. I've got the helicopter here. I've got dog en route.
Right.
I've asked for the duty inspector to be updated on traffic.
The severity of the dead driver's injuries have left the traffic cops with a major problem. They can't identify who he is.
He was face down, his waist was over the door, and his head was down there.
Try not to disturb too much in the car, but just have a look, see if we can try and ID him. So.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, we're going to need to inform the coroner now because we're going to need to know where we're going to take the body, okay?
Yeah.
So I'll get the phone now.
You're going to be doing that, yeah?
I've got a checkbook in the name of Mr. Brown.
The checkbook is the breakthrough the traffic cops have been looking for. The name on it matches that of the owner of the car, but on its own, it may not absolutely prove who it is.
Body's to be taken to land dock, okay? I need now to get an FLO out.
An FLO is a family liaison officer. It'll be another traffic cop with the unenviable task of informing the next of kin that a loved one has died.
I know how I would feel if I ever lost or any one of my children got hurt or harmed. Just the thought of it would, is awful. So if I multiply that by about 4 million, I've probably got some idea how these people actually feel when it's their loved ones.
We've got this car, which is coming from that direction.
Yeah.
Coming this way. Two independents coming.
We tend to go to the scene because the family will ask obvious questions about where did it happen. They'll ask about the condition of the car. Also, the actual person was still there. This young man was still at the scene as well when I got there. And they weren't 100% sure of his identity. So I couldn't really go anywhere else because I couldn't begin to do my investigation, so to speak, or I couldn't deliver any message until I knew exactly who it was.
There's nothing, no obvious ID in his pockets, is there?
No, there's nothing on him. No. I've got a checkbook in the name of Mr. Brown. There's also a gym membership card in the name of Mr. Brown I just found in the centre console. Who's the insured? The insured is a Mr. Brown from Pyglass Avenue.
The evidence points to the driver who died being Mr. Brown, Mr. Ryan Brown. PC Hoole can now inform his family.
It's the unfortunate task now of knocking the door at 2 in the morning and someone going to get some bad news. The only not possible flying ointment is that there's a passenger that's made off from the scene. I'm assuming the passenger may know who he is, and there's a good chance, before I get there to knock the door, he may make his way there and obviously let the cat out the bag. And I think anyway the officers are interested to speak to him, so we don't know what I'm going to find when I get there. I may even find the passenger there with head injuries, so don't know.
The only certainty is that the tragic news is about to shatter someone's lives. The whereabouts of the passenger and why he ran off is still a mystery. 5 miles away, on the west side of Cardiff, there's been a vicious gang fight. PC Bruford and PC Glyn Cantor are on the hunt for the men involved.
Some males attacked another group of males, smashing car windows, etc. with baseball bats, iron bars, and an R32 Golf was seen to make off. Ben got behind him and he ends up losing the car in a sort of maze of side streets, and it's located a short time later parked in a back lane.
Males are made up from this vehicle, and they've run through the state, so the old hospital site.
There was a reason why they didn't want to stop. That sort of area, you know, lads fighting with baseball bats in £35,000 cars. They're not arguing over a packet of crisps, they're arguing over something bigger than that.
Here they've got 2 black males fit a prescription in the car park, in the car park. They're heading towards
Whiskey Oscar 99 is already at the scene where the getaway car was abandoned, and other officers have the area surrounded.
You seen anyone run down here?
Well, the initial call was 2 persons are now being seen to make off, so we were hoping to detain them. So we drove them to a new apartment complex, St David's Court or something like that called, thinking they were coming towards us, when in fact they actually went into the slightly older complex next to where we were. So by the time we got around, the 2 lads had been detained in cuffs and were just being walked back to the van as we arrived.
The 2 men have been stopped by local officers in a Toyota Yaris, not the Golf involved in the chase.
So we came around the corner, 2 guys walking up, they saw us, they turned around, the cars parked on the end there.
As they pull up in the van, this Toyota Yaris is then coming towards them with these 2 males inside. So they block the car in, get out and cuff and stuff the 2 boys then from the Yaris. And lo and behold, it's the 2 who made off from the Golf.
Changing cars is a tactic often used by drug dealers.
Bring 2 vehicles down, use one as storage in relation to drugs, and then use the other vehicle then to take the drugs around. So looks like this one was stored away in the corner there, and the other vehicle I made off from officers is the vehicle that they used to transport the drugs. So we get a drugs dog down here now and get them to go through the car and see what we can find in it.
Even before the dog has arrived, a quick search of the car park shows they're on the right track. A set of drug dealers' scales has been found. Now it's Emma, the drug dog's turn to play hide and seek in the Toyota Yaris.
As soon as she went in, she showed a lot of interest. Worked her way down into the driver's footwell, under the driver's seat, and actually started to bite at the seat. And with that, I knew then it was a definite positive indication.
With Emma winning first prize, it's up to PC Cantor to retrieve the drugs.
The dog was going berserk there, and that under the seat there is a wrap of cocaine, crack cocaine, and that's where the dog was going so frantic in that area.
It's only enough for one deal. There must be more.
I sat Emma up and asked her to search the car park area. As soon as I let her off, she seemed very, very interested. She was really searching well. And I thought then, there's something here.
She's clever. Well done. Clever. Oh, she's clever. Come on, Flora. We found it.
So when I went and picked it up and looked inside, I could see it was full of deals of, I believe, to be cocaine and perhaps heroin and all different types of drugs in different style wraps inside.
That's the stuff.
That's the stuff. In a nice little wash bag. Loads of deals.
Loads in it.
Got cocaine. Oh, she's clever.
Good girl.
Oh, she's clever.
The two men arrested haven't been so clever. They've been caught red-handed. As well as the drugs Emma found, they're also going to be questioned about the earlier gang attack.
We got my possessions, officer. My possessions, officer.
Bear with us a minute and we'll sort out what's happening now.
We had another call of a second golf from the same incident with the baseball bats. We had a report then that a golf had turned up at the hospital with all the windows smashed. So as we go up there, locate the car, yeah, the windscreen's done, the passenger windows are all smashed in. But that car was all legitimate. People were having treatment in the hospital. They were the ones who came off worst, obviously, if they had to go to hospital. If it is over drugs, they would have been told where to go. They're not interested, they're not going to make complaints.
At the scene of the fatal accident, specialist crash investigators have arrived.
It looks like he's come out of here at speed, hit the roundabout, rolled and landed there. We could see straight away that we would need collision investigation. As the person who's been there from the start, from a continuity point of view, I will then brief them on exactly what we're dealing with, what's happened since I've been there, what we've got and any conclusions I have drawn.
Being able to prove the sequence of events that took place is not only vital in finding who or what is at fault, but can also help bring closure for relatives.
Obviously, a bereaved family want to understand what happened. They want to know exactly what happened in the accident, whether or not their loved ones suffered as a result of injuries. All that is important to them. Part of our work is we can tell what the vehicle has done as a result of a collision and work it back to find out what was happening prior to impact.
While the investigators continue their work, PC Hoole has called in with news of an alarming discovery he's made about the victim.
The chap that we have in there is not Ryan. Peter couldn't get an answer, he's gone round the back. The patio window's insecure. Ryan has come downstairs and basically shouting, "Who's that?" Peter's identified himself as a police officer. The house has been burgled, the laptop's gone, other bits and pieces. So it would appear that the driver and passenger has burgled the house, taken the keys to the car. So the chap that we have in there is not Ryan. So we don't know who he is now.
The news means the traffic cops are looking at the devastating consequences of another creeper burglary. And now, a casualty with no name.
We've got no idea who Chummy is at all, now.
We've got to revisit what we've done, go back over the procedures we followed and see if there's anything we can do that would perhaps help us reach a different conclusion.
There's nothing in his pockets, is there? Only that phone?
Like change, phone and a penknife. I then examined the jacket, had a good search through it, found a very recent, good quality photographic ID.
Oh, hang on, what's this? Hang on, I got something here. James Cummins, HMP Gloucester.
Well.
What's his name?
Good effort.
James Cummins.
Do you know him?
It was a prison identification card. Oh yeah, that's him, mate.
Yeah, it's got to be. Well, that's his jacket, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was sort of hanging off him when we got here, and the ambulance service pulled it out to get him out. It transpired that the deceased had only recently been released from Gloucester prison, a couple of days prior to the accident.
Armed with the correct details, PC Hoole has got to prepare himself all over again.
You get yourself psyched up to give this message. You get there almost sort of wanting to get it over with, just get this hardest thing out of the way, and then everything else afterwards I can deal with. Mum let me in. We sat down on the sofa, and you establish it firstly, you know, she does have a son. That where is he now? Well, he's out. I haven't seen him for 12, 13 hours. And then basically I sit her down, and then there's no easy way to do it. You just gotta You've got to tell him the circumstances as best you know him, that there's been a collision, and unfortunately, you know, as a result of that collision, you know, we believe your son has died. I think straight away, I think she let out a loud yelp, a loud scream. It sort of had this domino effect of, you sort of sit there and watch this whole household just, you know, 1 minute they're all fast asleep in bed, and the next minute the whole world is devastated. Regardless of why he's died, it still is somebody's son. You know, he's made the ultimate mistake and he's paid the ultimate price.
Exactly how James Cummins died is becoming clearer as more and more evidence is uncovered.
So you've seen he's hit the curb here somewhere, yeah? Oh yeah, that's new, isn't it? That's fresh.
Yeah. What's that one there? I walk through the scene, looking for my evidential marks, marking them as I go. I would then try and establish and understand in my own mind the dynamics of what went on, how the vehicle ended up to be where it was, and how it ended up in that position, damaged in the way that it was.
I think he's probably drifted out this way, realised what's happening, steered back to his near side, clipped the near side curb, and then he's hit the edge of the traffic island.
Right on the roundabout?
Yeah. See the tree curb on the traffic island right at the far end? He's given that a good old wallop.
Surveying a crash site and recording all the evidential marks is a time-consuming business.
What we're working towards is to try and get to the situation where we're cutting down the amount of time that the road is closed.
Here, they're using a revolutionary new laser device, one used by the FBI that slashes the time it takes to scan all the data at the scene.
But effectively, as it spins round now through 360 degrees, it'll measure about 20 million points of data. And this will take just under 3 minutes to do each one. So in the future, if we were to have an instrument such as this, we could minimise road closure times, especially on A roads and motorways.
The logged data will be pieced together to give a three-dimensional representation of what went on during the crash and answer the question, what was the cause?
I think this is definitely the way forward in assisting families in understanding what has occurred.
At Rumney Police Station, the other riddle has been solved. The passenger who went missing after last night's crash has turned himself in. He's 22-year-old Sean Powell.
During the interview, he admitted that they actually stole a second vehicle, which we weren't aware of, which was stolen from another location, and actually abandoned near to where the Audi was stolen from. He's been a passenger at all stages. He said that he drove at high speeds onto Landy Way. As he's approached the bend, the driver's lost control. The vehicle has basically crashed into the central reservation, and he pretty much doesn't recall anything after that until he's come around and he's then left the scene, at which point he's gone home. But he was aware that the driver was dead at that stage. We believe the driver was dead at that stage.
At the traffic cop's base, there's another development. Results from the laser scan have been compiled, which reveal just how James Cummins died.
Though it produces what looks like a photograph, the view seen come purely from the scan data. This is a combination of Simon's survey on the night and the scans that I did on the night. The section that's highlighted is the area that I'm interested in. It's showing the vehicle coming in from Rumney. It's then entered the roundabout and it's rotated across, overturning on the roundabout, and this is its point of rest. Well, the driver unfortunately has come out of his vehicle during this roll, and he is alongside his vehicle. He's half in, half out his vehicle. So unfortunately, I believe the vehicle has rolled over him, probably in this area here as it's coming out off the roundabout.
The main cause of the crash was excess speed.
There is evidence to show that the driver was going too fast for the bend. The critical speed for the bend is sort of mid-60s. The vehicle was possibly at or near critical speed as it rounded the left-hand bend on the approach to the roundabout. When it hit the traffic island, it would have needed to be travelling at mid-40s, 40, 43, 44 miles an hour to be able to take off on the traffic island and land where it did.
The owner of the crashed car, Ryan Brown, who was mistaken for the victim, has arrived at the police station with his dad to help with the inquiries.
Well, I was woke up me 2:30 in the morning by a knock on the door. But by the time I got downstairs, the officer he walked round to the back of the house and let himself in through the patio doors, which are left open. And he was calling out my name. He was holding a picture of myself. And when I got on the stairs, he mashed over me.
I had to look twice, and I think I said something like, "You're still alive?" And of course, at which point he looked at me and said, "Yeah, of course I'm alive. Why?"
And he said, your car's been involved in an accident. They've recovered it, but the driver had died in the consequence of the crash.
The victims often are the families that are left behind. It's their mums, it's their dads, it's their younger brothers and sisters, nephews, nieces, cousins. They're the ones that have to suffer based on his or her actions.
My initial reaction, I was no sympathy whatsoever. It was like, deserved it. For breaking into the house, I was in bed. What if they'd come up and club me with something whilst I was in bed? Because it happens, doesn't it? So I was just happy to be safe. But on his family's half, then yeah, I got a lot of sympathy for him.
It's your safety, and if you're talking about just one night
In the charge room, Sean Powell has been brought from his cell to hear if he's going to be allowed out on bail.
Right, I believe that serious consideration should be given to remanding the detained person. He has 14 convictions for 18 offences, the most recent being for possession of an offensive weapon in June 2007. South Wales Police have received anonymous threats against the DP, and local feelings where he lives are running high against him, as many people believe he left James Cummings to die after the fatal RTC. His safety is therefore in question should he be granted bail. There's a real possibility that the DP will continue to commit offences if granted bail, and as the DP knows the home addresses of the witnesses, I believe he may well attempt to interfere with them.
Powell's moment of reckoning awaits.
Right, my decision is to remand you in custody for court in the morning, and the reason for that is for your own safety protection. Okay?
Powell pleaded guilty to burglary and aggravated vehicle taking when he appeared in court. He was sentenced to 21 months in prison. James Cummins, the driver of the crashed Audi, was found to have been nearly twice the drink-drive limit. At his inquest, a verdict of accidental death was recorded. The three men who did a runner after mistaking the Ichiban restaurant for a drive-through have never been found, even though forensics revealed a known burglar was behind the wheel. The occupants of the stolen Mondeo, which also smashed into a building, have also never been found. The two men who had a stash of drugs found beside their car were released without charge, as it couldn't be proved it belonged to them. But Bruford's hunch that Paul Owen was the creeper burglar turned out to be right. Owen was sentenced to 32 months in prison after forensics came up trumps. A footprint he left at the scene of his crime finally nailed him.